have to go back to our, yes, it's a good time to start. For the first time, if you're listening, I will tell you, the prayer protest, the accidental prayer protest we had the day before yesterday, I think you should go and listen to it. Is the kinds of prayer that were released. I mean, it was really spiritual. I watched it, I cried, I laughed, I couldn't contain myself. But I know one thing, the perpetrators of evil in this country are never going to go free, because lizard and ants and everything will bite you. It will bite your generations. Animals that are normal to other people will go for you. You will not survive these things you are doing. And this is why we'll continue to stay here and ensure that we speak truth to power. And so we're here again, and this is day 55 of our holding strong, being consistent, tenaciously demanding for the right thing to be done as concerning the 2023 general election, especially the presidential election. We're asking for either our mandate returned or a total cancellation. This is what we're asking for. We will not relent to say that the fact that Professor Yakub Mahmoud still holds his office shows the level of how low we have gotten both as a nation and as a people. How can such low-level human being who has committed the greatest fraud in Africa's history still retain his position? This is not good at all. He must be sacked. He must be jailed. He must be prosecuted. And President Buhari, you have not done well at all, that we have been speaking and you've not acted. I still want to believe that you're up to something, because it makes no sense. You were the one that appended, you ascended the bill into law for the electoral law of 2022. I don't think person go bump Pekin, can't see another person strangle the Pekin, kill him, and the person go just dead there. No, if you kill your own Pekin, that is even a level of evil. But say you watch other person cook your Pekin, chop him. I never see that kind of thing before. Buhari, why would you allow that kind of thing to happen? Please. Guess what? Buhari, it's not too late. It's not too late. I don't know whether you are afraid. I don't know what is wrong with you, but as a leader, as a general that you are, Buhari, you still have a time to redeem yourself. And I'm looking out to all the elder statesmen who are keeping quiet. Our protest is to you. Posterity will not forgive you. Those of you from the northern extraction, eastern extraction, southern extraction, western extraction, middle belt extraction, those of you who are hiding and not coming out, this thing you are creating will eat you up. Your end will not be good. You will not, you see, you better speak now, because to be silent when it matters most is complicit. It means that you are worse than the criminals. You are worse than Professor Yakub Mahmoud. How can you keep quiet? After all that your age alone speaks, how can you be quiet? We expect you to be angry. We expect you to come out. We expect you to ensure that the young people are out there and you put pressure. Get into the courtroom, because it's your age bracket. The judges and all of them, they're all your age bracket. You can't be keeping quiet over this. Yes, we are still expecting the European Union, the ECOWAS, the EU, I mean, the United Nations and all of you. We are waiting for your briefs, against this evil that has been committed, and we expect that the right thing will be done, because guess what? In every generation, when Nnamdi Azikiwe, when Ahmadu Bello and Chief Obafemi Awolowo fought for our independence, they were children. They were within 40 and downwards. So young people have always determined what happened. And we're saying that in this time and this era, we have a particular candidate that we have adopted. And that is what matters. And that is who must rule Nigeria. That is the person that won the election. We're asking that don't steal any vote for anybody. Just let the right thing be done. It has to be done. If not, the king will say, Mama no go sleep. You no go sleep. Una no go sleep. No go sleep. Well, another leader is here today. Mazi is here, and I'm going to hand over the microphone to him. And when it is done, he will hand over the microphone to somebody else. This is the routine we're going to do today. When you finish, give the microphone to the person that you want to speak next. This is how we're going to do it today. This is a procession of our protest tonight. Here we are, day 55. Uncle Mazi.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. As you can see, maybe as you cannot see because of the light, my cap says, "Save our democracy. Save our democracy. Democracy is under threat." And we must keep recapping because this is day 55. For those who are not aware, in these last days, we've been everywhere. We've registered our protests. We've been to the United Nations. We've been to the African Union. We've been to the ECOWAS. We've been to the European Union. We've been to INEC, our protest on the streets of Abuja. And we've been to the Federal Appeal Court. And a memorable day that we can never forget, the day coming out of the Court of Appeal, having had some altercations with the police and regarding barricades and what have you, coming out of there, and we were beaten black and blue. And when you hear that, it rained, like they say, cat and mouse. And many people started running. And we said, we were not going to run. On this street, we will stand. And we stood, we took the rain, we sang. By the time we get back to the Unity Fountain, we were all almost dried up again. And that is the sacrifice to pay. The sacrifice to pay to say that we spent 355 billion naira, 355 billion. Now, with a new and a younger generation that ought to, or rather that came out to vote. But what did we do as adults? We disappointed them. We disappointed them by telling them that it doesn't matter. We disappointed them by telling them that actually we never meant it. And when we say we, it is the Mama Udu, the one who did that, because he is the one. If you look at what is happening with the INEC wreck in Adamawa, who was arrested by the police, you ask yourself, what is it that Ari did in Adamawa that Yakubu didn't do at the federal level? It's the same. It's the same thing. Somebody that stole fowl and somebody that stole guinea fowl. Now fowl, they all of them still. Whether the Guinea one without the Guinea passport, I hope you understand, or the other one. So it doesn't matter. The point there is that a fowl has been stolen. And why would you then question one and allow the other? Kenneth Okonkwo, the famous Nollywood actor, popularly known as Andy Okeke, once said something that is very, very, very important. He said that citizens should have engaged on citizen arrest of Professor Yakubu Mahmoud that day that he announced that result. Many of us in Abuja here recall that a day before that, when we left the ICC, we were told to come back at 9 o'clock to resume. At least in my realm that I practice, which is the journalistic realm. As journalists, we were asked to come back by 9 a.m. only to wake up to go and do a wee around 6 a.m. and hear and read on the scrolling banner on Arise TV, President-elect has been declared. How? Why the hurry? You've asked people to come back by 9 a.m. Why that hurry? It's only a thief that can pay you a visit in wee hours. Why don't they come at the normal hours that people are awake? They waited until everyone gone to bed and until everyone slept, and they came like thieves to steal and to destroy, and that they have done. But here we are saying in a very simple and a very straightforward language that we are saying capital rejectamento, that we reject that assertion, we reject that declaration. And we call on all the entities that we have visited, And like my good brother and friend, Dr. Mo has said, President Muhammad Buhari to do the needful that these mess, these shall not stand. Why? Because that's very simple. You cannot spend money. These monies, what the consequences of allowing this criminal act to stand is going to be very devastating for Nigeria. It means in the future, the younger generations will not have the confidence. We're already seeing it playing out with the census. When the government talked about having census, people were laughing online saying, with census, una no fit to do election. Na census una won't count. They are not interested. Some people are saying, I don't want to be counted. So we cannot, as a nation, reduce ourselves to a point of everybody running out of Nigeria, and something sadly as well, not only that people are running out of Nigeria, we also have the leaders, both the incumbents and the selected ones, simultaneously out of the country. For one thing, one has gone to fix his tooth, how laughable. The other has gone to fix his health. Someone said that the power bank was charged in France. Before they came back, the power bank went down. So they need to go back again to recharge the French power bank inserted somewhere. I don't know where the insertion happened. But the simple thing is that we must continue in this trajectory to say we must not be found wanting. What we are doing, I must encourage us, and I must repeat this again. Not in the history of our nation have we had a people sustain this level of momentum, this level of protest, even when it became so apparent and dangerous for us to be on the street. We moved to a different platform. But one thing is very clear, that we on a daily basis must continue to demand that the right thing be done. Thank you, comrades. It's if we allow, we will keep speaking, but let's give others a chance. And I will say congratulations to all of us for staying true to this course. I will give a lady the opportunity now to talk. Maureen Okuma, if you're there, please unmute so that it's not a men affair. Maureen, are you there?
Okay. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. It's your turn.
Sorry, I joined in late.
Go ahead. We can hear you. You still need some time?
Good evening, comrades. Good evening, Dr. Mo. Good evening, everyone. Samson, I see you. Victoria. We are here again. I'm here again. I can't be on video because where I am, there's no light. I'm staying in darkness. But that will not stop me from raising my voice. Not having light will not stop me from saying my mind. And that's one of the things that have, prompted my anger this evening. Our country, apart from the electrical company seizing our light, our country is already in darkness. And every day we are here praying for the light, hoping for a light to shine on us. And there are some group of persons that are refusing to give us this light we are demanding for. We cannot continue living in darkness. Nigeria is what more? Nigeria is blessed. God has given us everything that other countries are fighting for. We have everything in abundance. But our leaders have hijacked our hopes, our peace, and our freedom. And this is the reason why we'll continue to fight, we'll continue to protest, we'll continue to demand that they should release our freedom to us. We want a Nigeria where there is peace. We want a Nigeria where a poor man has hope. We want a Nigeria where there is rule of law. Today, when I was coming back home, I came and met a situation where two drivers were exchanging words. There was a small clash, and one of them openly said that when Tinubu is sworn in, they will have right. So I looked at this young man and I was like, what kind of right is this one talking about? Because from all indication, he was an Agberu, a tout. That is to show us, that is to say, these guys are ready to take over the street. When we are fighting for our street to be clean, they are preparing to bring all the dirt, all the filthiness to the street. Because Tinubu is the only president, if sworn in, that will bring them back to the street. Already they're on the street, but they will have that power. This is what we are fighting against. We want Nigerian youth to be resourceful, not being on the street and harassing passers-by, not harassing motorists, but having something reliable, something genuine to do. We want a Nigeria that is free of killing. Day in, day out, innocent blood are shed in our communities. And the kind of, gross killing that is going on. These people that are perpetrating this evil, they have sold out their conscience. Because someone that has conscience left, humanity left in him, will not kill the way these guys are killing. Some of the sight I cannot even behold because they are too gross. And all these are happening, and we have a government. For a long time, our government has decided to go deaf and mute. They are not saying anything. The media is quiet. It's as if nothing is happening. And a lot of innocent lives have been slain, butchered like animals every day. This is a country we are fighting for, that there should be change. We are fighting for a country. I am fighting for a country where I'll have peace when my relatives from the village call me and tell me that they are happy, not calling me and telling me that there's trouble at home, that they are home, they have lost our homes, they have lost their farmlands, where a farmer becomes a beggar in the IDP camps, where the foreigners, these foreigners, have taken over the farmers' land, rendering them homeless. We are done for. If we allow this evil to continue, then there won't be a country called Nigeria. Right now, swearing in this criminal INEC select is like Nigeria being on a time bomb. Anything can happen. How can you swear in this person that is fighting? Like, I call him an ancestor. How can you swear in someone that is fighting God? You see, I'm talking, my children are there laughing. How can you swear in someone that is fighting God? He's fighting nature. One day, this man will sign a bill that will destroy the whole country. We cannot allow this to happen. The judiciary, they know what is right. And we'll keep asking them, demanding they should do the right thing. I don't know if there have been, a lot of threats. I don't care. But they should remember that after the verdict, they should think of Nigeria, not their pockets. Enough is enough. We want a change. We want our big brother, which is Nigeria, to get her respect. We want it back. Let's return to our roots. Let's have, that stronghold, that respect that we used to have. Let's have a respect where a Nigerian would travel and will not be looked like, like a criminal, even from a distance. When they see you, they see a criminal coming without even getting close to you. Enough is enough. This is the time. There's no other time that is right for things to change. This is the time, and we have to do it now. Thank you very much, and may God bless us all.
Okay, I think, Maureen, who are you calling to take over from you?
Okay, I join in. I don't know who has speaking.
Just call somebody.
Okay, I'm calling on Joel. Oche, you can take the mic if you are there.
Okay, thank you, Maureen. Good evening, our co-hosts and every other comrades that are here protesting tonight. There are seasons and time for everything. So, if we don't take our place now, then we will be displaced for life, and God forbid. When it was time in South Africa, many people rose up. Some didn't live to see it, and some suffered till they got it. One of the arrowhead that stood firmly was celebrated all over the world, Nelson Mandela. So I urge all of us to stand firm, doggedness, fearless, until right thing is done in this country. My protest tonight is against swearing no presidential candidate until and unless tribunal finishes and verdict is passed on the determination of the mandatory 25% of FCT. Therefore, I call on well-meaning Nigerians. One, I would like to start from middle belt across former Senate President, Senator David Alichedi-Mark, this evening to lend his voice on this orchestrated, manipulated, decisive decision from INEC that stole Nigerian mandate. Senator Mark, you are also one of the earliest generals in this country, a valiant man, highly intelligent army, and a Democrat. Today, you earn an award from United Nations as a brilliant and intelligent Senate President. So for you to have earned that award, we need to hear your voice on this evil that has meant to Nigerians. Don't fear the spirit of your ancestor plus spirit of Nigerians and Nigerian youth are behind you. Stand firm, speak out, and move straight to Northwest to a call on Buba Galadima, an epitome of knowledge, a political analyst, intellectual, engineering, tonight to speak out to the system that has brought us to this level. I heard engineer the other time, and he said election was marked and all blame should go to President Muhammadu Buhari for supporting evil, that he was a person who supported Mahmoud Yakubu to subvert our election, subvert our mandate. So I urge you to learn your voice again, to tell them not to swear any presidential candidates from the present select and Atiku, Obi, anti-tribunal finishes and judgment is being pronounced. Then I also go to Southeast. I call on former Senate President Paus Anyi. Paus, we have not heard your voice. Where are you? Nigeria is waiting to hear your voice on this issue and this matter. You are a lawyer and also an astute legislator. This is time for you to dissect, diagnose Constitution and tell us the position of Constitution as against of favor the 25% FCT and the Electoral Acts that also guarantee uploading or transmissions of electoral results right away from the polling units. It is time for you to speak out. Paus Anyi, don't be afraid. Nothing will take your life. We are behind you. If all of you need security, we will provide security for you to match up with any security in the whole world. We are ready to take Nigeria back. Yeah, I also go to Northwest and I call on former Speaker of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Tambua Aminu Tambua, to speak out. You are a legislator, double as a lawyer, and this is an opportunity for you. Speak out to the authority and let us have it for the first time that all of us speak against evil and then evil bow down to us. Keeping quiet means consent. So since after the election, I've not heard your voice. Tambua, you are within our age bracket. And then God has favored you to have become the third principal officer in this country. You have heard it, and I want you to speak out. Talk to judiciary, the tribunal, not to swear in anybody until justice is done. I also go to North East and call on Yakubu Dagara, who is also a former speaker and a lawyer. Yakubu, you are a lawyer of international repute, very vibrant man. And then we are in an auction when we are trying to cross. This is opportunity for you to use your experiences, legal experiences, and halt this process. That no, until justice is done. Don't keep quiet. Don't fear. I know where you are coming from. You are coming from a dogged home, Buguru local government of Bauchi State. You guys are defenders of the defenseless. So join your hands with Nigerian youth to ensure that justice, equity, fairness play out in this process of recovering our mandate. Then I goes to the Southwest, and then I'm also calling on the present speaker that let him speak out. We are trying to save this country, not for ourselves, for him as well. We know what play out when he emerged
Joel, you need to
a
round up.
speaker. Okay. When you emerge speaker. So it is time for you to ensure that right thing is being done in this country. And finally, I want to speak to judiciary, tribunal themselves. I heard that there is a mammoth pressure on them, and then they are confused, that they don't know what to do. The lead counsel, Justice Simon, I am talking to you particularly. Don't be intimidated. Don't fear anybody. Stand for the truth. Posterity will judge you right. Nigeria are with you. Youth of this country are with you. Nobody can harm you. Nobody can remove you there. We are all for the justice. So stand for equity. Thank you so much. And this is my protest tonight. I yield the mic.
Joel, the rule tonight is that when you finish, you pass it to somebody else. So who are you passing it to?
Okay, I call Elekwa. Obi Elekwa. Take over the mic. The mic is yours.
Oh, good evening, host. Unfortunately, Nigeria's made me sick. Everything is bad. Everything is wrong. A lawless nation. It can actually weigh somebody down. My protest tonight is on the lawless state of Nigeria. I don't understand. I've tried to understand it, but it's so difficult to understand. That the vice president elect, select, was seen in a video that has gone viral. A new video negotiating with bandits. I don't understand it. The next time you get up, you hear that Ariwola has collected $250 million. I don't understand it. And the next thing you're hearing is some people, some nuisance, calling for arrest of Nigerians. Should they come out and protest for the votes that they cast that was stolen? Should they come out to vote for their demand for their mandate that was stolen? That they should be arrested. And I begin to imagine, these people, are they Nigerians? Are they truly Nigerians? Do they really have villages and towns where they come out from? Do they really have siblings? Do they really have right-thinking human beings around them? Do they belong? I mean, where do they belong? Where do they come from? For a judge to say, pray for me. Only God knows the traits. Only God knows what he has gone through already in the hands of these wicked ones. Is it the loan they are asking for? And Nigerians, we are reading it on the pages of newspapers and WhatsApp groups. And revolution up till now is not happening. That's why I don't like to talk. Sometimes I get irritated when we just have to talk. I feel like going to every Nigerian to say, are you stupid? Get out of the road. Let's go get what belongs to us. Everything in Nigeria is bad. Is it the killing? Why people are still mourning a fresh killing? And it seems like they are foul at that. And not Nigerians, as if it doesn't matter. Nobody is speaking about them. Not the legislators, not the governors, not the president himself, not anybody in Nigeria. People are at ease. Oh God. I wish it is possible. It is possible to lock all Nigerians out of their homes. I wish there's a special language to speak so that they will understand that we are sitting on a keg of gunpowder. I wish there's a better language to pass it on to the populace. There's everything to protest in Nigeria. Everything. Is it NEPA? AEDC? For how many weeks running? There are parts of FCT, Federal Capital Territory. We're not talking about any village that have not seen light, that does not know if there's something called AEDC again. Which one? Where do we start from? And where do we end it? I get sick each time I sit down to listen to news in Nigeria. Somebody opened mouth and said that not even protests can stop Nigerians to stop the judiciary from inaugurating the presidential select into office. I looked at them and I was like, what's going on here? Why would they force a drug baron? Why would they force a man that is sick? Why would they force a man that has nothing upstairs, that is suffering from amnesia, on Nigeria as president? Why will we sit down and watch these people sell Nigeria plus Nigerians inclusive? How long are we going to wait? How long are we going to wait? How many times will people have to die? As I speak, honestly, I'm thinking about 17th. I am thinking about 17. Maybe this time around, it's not just going to be men and women. It's not going to be ladies and guys. It's going to be both children. Maybe we need to get to schools and let them know that the fight we'll fight is even for this generation, for generations unborn. They need to understand it. Maybe we need to bring out the children to the streets. I don't know what language they will understand. I don't know what language we need to speak for these people to have a rethink. I don't know. It is well. We have faith. We have prayed. But I know something, that the same God that handled Nebuchadnezzar, the same God that handled Pharaoh, the same God that washed Daniel, paraded to the lion's den. He washed until Daniel was put in the lion's den before he appeared. He didn't stop on the way to say, no, don't take him there. I want to believe that that same fourth man in the furnace of fire, like we have said, like we have chosen, that is either a new Nigeria or nothing, no compromise. No, it's either new Nigeria or new Nigeria. That's what we want. And I am sure, I am trusting, I console myself that the same God is still seated on his throne of majesty, and he's watching, and he's seeing, and he's not a wicked God. And we have asked him, we have told him what we want, and we trust that he won't watch us. He won't watch this man have their way. However, he's going to do it. But then we'll keep doing our own part. Let's launch out there. Thank you. I yield the mic to Ambassador Jennifer. Oh, I think she's off. Okay, I yield the mic to Cecilia Ajabisong. Thank you.
Oh, good evening, comrade. Each time I think of what's happening, my heart just bleed. Like, I don't know what's going on. We keep asking. I will continue asking. These people, they don't hear any language. But I believe and I trust in the God that we are calling, because we have done our own parts. I know that very soon, I encourage all of us to keep praying. No, we should not stop, because God will answer us. God of the 99.9 hour will answer us. That 99.9 might be on the 29th May, but God will definitely appear. And because they are holding this country hostage, they are holding this country, they will never have peace themselves. So where they are not having peace. They will never have peace. Calamity, atrocity, whatever will keep befalling them until they will beg us themselves. They will be begging us for this our mandate. Because Nigerians have remained prisoners that are very, very comfortable in their captivity. Nigeria, I keep saying that anybody I see, I say we are prisoners and we are comfortable. That's why we are not speaking up now. A whole lot is happening. If I think of Nigeria when I'm eating, I'm like, the food is not going into my tummy. Which area? Which area? Is it the area of the first school system? The area of the field, the health system? Is it the area of the economy? Which area are you thinking? Which area will you talk about? Is it the security, the insecurity, the maiming? That the killings that are going on across the country. Killings are going on across the country. Are they killing only Christians? Are they killing only Muslims? They kill both Christians, Muslims, they kill the young, they kill the unborn, they kill even women, they kill everybody. So the prisoners, Nigerians who are prisoners, we are prisoners. We should keep remaining comfortable in our captivity. Until wherever we are, we will not be comfortable there, but God forbid. Tinubu will never happen to Nigeria. That I know very well, and I'm convinced. I am an incurable optimist. I keep saying, I am incurable. I have never been, God has never failed me. I've never called God and he does not come. And in this time, I know that God will come. At the very point that we have reached our last, at this point, these kings, just like the king who feared no God, nor respect man, but the king answered that widow that cried, kept going to cry to him. let me answer you so that I will have peace. If they don't answer us, they will never have peace. They must return back that which they have stolen. If not, that which they have stolen will keep fighting inside of them. It's the one that will be fighting for us. What they have stolen that don't belong to them will keep fighting. You cannot be making money on people's blood. You can't be making money in crime against humanity going across the country. There's no part from the north, south, east, and west. There's no part that is at peace. No part of Nigeria. They stole our mandate again. And Nigeria, we are here. There are two types of thieves like this. I learned there are two types of thieves. A thief that stole your belongings and a thief that steal your future. And while we hide our belongings from a thief that steals our money, steals maybe our jewelry and our properties, we hide those things and we lock them. Nigerians protect thieves that steal our future. Money, your treasure and future, which one is better? Because if you are alive, if your future is secured, you will make double money. You will be comfortable. We protect them. We protect these political thieves that steal our future, that steal our rights. They steal what belongs to us. They steal our freedom. We protect them. War unto Nigerians. Thank you so much. I have to let it go now.
Hold on. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the submissions today. I know it's 9 o'clock, but we'll just take two people who just make a little submission. And Ambassador Jennifer, you were called. You weren't here when you were called. Are you there now just to make a final submission? I know that I can see Comrade Fortune, I can see Comrade Ned, Victoria, but we'll just take one more input before we close down for today. Hopefully tomorrow we're going to have a physical meeting and also to prepare for 17th. So let's just take one more submission here tonight. Otherwise, I'm going to do our ritual as always. Salem, so good to have you here all the way from Spain. And all the other people, comrades who have been here today. I mean, great submission and protest
you guys
happened here today. Yes. Well, take 60 seconds and say something, do some protest, make some submission before we close. Salam.
Oh, Dr. Mo, thank you very much. Am I audible?
Yes. Very much, you're audible.
Okay, good evening, House. Good evening, comrade. Thank you, everybody. Everyone is doing a great job, honestly. I think we shouldn't underestimate the protest that has been initiated. It has been a great one. And then the result is amazing. It's amazing. I don't know if you could imagine if there had not been a kind of protest like this, what would be the fate of P2B, our principal, and all the support groups, both in Nigeria and the diaspora. It has really generated many things to talk about, you know. So my protest, anyway, let me just go straight, is for everything in Nigeria, honestly, because nothing is working. Yes, Nigeria is working for few people, but we are protesting. We are trying to make Nigeria works for everyone. We have very minute set of people that are benefiting from Nigeria. And then these people that are benefiting from Nigeria are the ones who want the system to remain the same way it is today. But we want a change of system. We want to have a Nigeria that works for everyone. We've been complaining, we've been crying to high heaven for things to change, but this is the time. So I am also protesting against the judiciary that they should do something to make this country work. They have seen many things going around. The last judgment we saw in the internet where a judge, without favoring anyone, pronounced a judgment against one of Nigerian senators. We saw that. And then I think they should borrow leave from all these places because they visit so much abroad. They visit so much foreign countries for their holidays, either for their holidays or for celebration of their daughters, their son, their children abroad. We know all this. They go for health tourism And then for whatever reason, they traveled abroad more than many people that even stays abroad. We know that. So I think they should also borrow leave from these people to know that justice is justice. Justice is the only thing that can heal this nation, Nigeria, because there's so much injustice everywhere, from the east to the north, from the west to the south. There is justice. So what we are protesting again, what I'm protesting in particular is let there be justice. Let there be justice. Let there be justice in Nigeria. This election, no court, no chief judge should swear in Bola Tinubu in, because the election is being contested, and then they should wait until the judiciary pronounced the winner of this election. So my protest is for many things that is not working in Nigeria, the light that is not there, the killings, the Nigerian army that are maltreating many people. It didn't start from today. That will be the discussion of another day. The Nigerian police, they refuse to stand tall to tell their boss. They decide to worship the politicians, serve them, other than to serve Nigerians, which pay taxes. The taxes they use in paying them their salaries. Those few politicians only have little they do in Nigeria. They only collect the money in Nigeria and then take it abroad to staff it there and to enjoy with their kids. While majority of Nigerians who work hard never get anything in return of what they labored for. So I thank everyone. Never underestimate all these protests we're doing online, talking to people. I was walking the other day in the street of Barcelona, and I had two Nigerian professors teaching in one of the universities here. They were discussing exactly about this protest, about how Nigeria could move forward. You could see that many Nigerians, wherever you go, the other day I was in Paris, same thing. You see, when you had a Nigerian walking on the street, if you see 5 or 10 Nigerians walking on the street here in diaspora, we know that many people are not happy in what is going on in Nigeria. So I thank each and every one of you, and I will believe that our protest will continue, and I will do better, and we'll get what we want. Thank you, everyone. Back to you, Dr. Mo.
Salam, is it your network? Okay, yes. Thank you for that submission. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much. It's 9:07, and we have to call it a day today. I want to thank each and everyone who has participated in this. The moment we're done, I'm going to put a notice of a place and time that we'll be having our meeting tomorrow. And we'll be back here same time, same place, same hour to continue. Today is day 55. We're going to take it out to day 60. And we're going to see where and what leads from there. As our custom is, let's keep the fire and the flame going. You can put out your microphone now as we say the national pledge together before we call it a day today. If you're there after the count of 3, we can say the national pledge together. 1, 2, 3. I pledge to Nigeria.
I pledge to Nigeria, my country,
to be faithful, loyal, and honest.
loyal and honest.
Serve
To
Nigeria
serve
with all my
Nigeria with all my
strength.
Serve
strength.
Nigeria with all my strength.
To defend our
To
unity
defend our unity.
and uphold our honor and glory. So help me.
Honor and glory. So help me God.
Good night and see you tomorrow. The struggle continues.
Good night, Madmo.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
I pledge to be faithful, loyal, and honest. Serve Nigeria with all my strength.